Are you gonna do a blooper reel?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe for
Like for yourself?
maybe for
funsies.
myself.
Yeah.
Good chat. Yeah.
Listen to this, bitch.
Welcome back to another episode of Don't Panic Magazine. Episode Holly, aka what would you say? AKA
AKA.
Holes Hal.
I don't know.
Mate, is it what's your Instagram thing at the moment?
Made from Hal.
Made from Hal, aka
Yeah.
Made from Hal.
Okay. Or Holy Land Box. That's kind of the vibes too.
True.
Yeah.
We're currently in Holly's beautiful abode. Looking kind of slay.
Living room
All this,
vibes.
loving this. What even would I call this architect? Like the
I don't
furniture.
know. I kind of hope it's mid-century modern, but I don't think it is.
Oh, it's in the best compliment way possible. It's giving like really bougie Bali hotel.
Ooh.
Do you know what I mean? When they have like the really really nice furniture and it's like
I don't.
because it's the wood crafting and like the.
Yeah, no, that's true. Although I feel like I had.
But you don't like Bali, I know. I know that you don't.
Bad
like
experience.
Bali,
So
but
like.
not calling it Bali, just like it's got that like that kind of like handmade quality.
Yeah, like an eclectic, vintagey, shitty house.
It's hippie vibe. In a
Yeah,
good, in a-
hippie,
in a
yeah,
good way, in a
it's
good way,
like-
in a good way.
Yeah, eclectic house, share house vibes.
We're currently wearing, and we may take off. I may take off in case I get cautious.
See how long.
A beautiful crocheted hat. By
You know,
Holly.
just a little hobby.
A Holly hobby for real.
Holly hobby.
Before we get started, I've written general conversation. We have to talk to each other generally.
Oh God.
What's up?
What's up? What's
How are
going
you?
on?
How what you been up to? Actually, there's things that I don't want to ask in case we answer them. But what you been up to? How you going? I haven't seen you because we've been like doing
I
our
know.
own shit.
I feel like because of capstone, I have not been attending class, so
'Cause I'm like, I don't need to go. I have to do
Literally,
capstone.
Literally, and like last semester we were seeing each other like every fucking week. Cheers, cheers. Also another Holly hobby. Coffee. Oh. ASMR.
Audio listeners.
Audio listeners. What were we talking about?
Capstone. We touched
yeah.
base so much last sem, and I was
Yeah.
looking at our messages, and I was like, oh, we were like,
Every few days.
yeah, we're like, what you been up to? Blah, 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 blah. But like capstone, we're really on our own separate grind because
Yeah.
there's not really overlap.
There's no group. There's not even a
No,
brief.
there's not-
like I can't be like, what are you doing?
We have the only thing that's the same is the due dates.
Yeah. And that's also kind of like lenient.
Yeah, reminder for you. Have you submitted?
Okay, this is the thing. I have submitted, but then I
Okay.
also am like,
Do you want to
did
do
it
the
go through?
Oh, the Excel sheet.
Yeah. Oh, what?
Well, not Excel sheet, but that form.
Yeah,
The
but I'm
online
also
form.
like paranoid now because like, did you get an email saying like, oh, you submitted to it? Okay. Because now I'm paranoid that like I didn't actually do
No,
it.
I didn't get any confirmation.
Okay.
I think RMIT. I think RMIT's switched on.
Yeah, no.
They're gonna do that.
But
love
they
you,
should,
Russell,
because
but-
now I'm paranoid that what if I like did it and then like my internet timed out and then like
Well, if we decide to go to Drinky Poos after this, we can ask.
true, Zach.
Only Zach knows.
Only Zach knows.
Yeah, I do want to go to that, but I also am just like, Isabel said I should go to it, but I've just been like avoidant so bad because I'm trying to do this,
Yeah.
and I don't know why. I'm just so yummy.
Like splitting your time, like when you've got so much energy focused on this creative thing, and it's like I don't know how to do anything.
And
else
like
right
I tell myself that if I do this, I'm gonna lose rhythm, like pace, which is not true, but it's what I do to myself. But say you've been good. You've been okay.
now. I've been chilling. I don't know,
Being chilling.
working in uni. Like honestly,
How's your? Well, it's not even a new job anymore, but how's your job?
I know, kind of 4 months, 5 months. I love making coffee. Woo!
Woo!
I love it. It's so much fun. Good vibes. Good vibes coming to me for specialty coffee.
That bathhouse one, I hadn't been to in a couple years, and it surprised me how like lovely they were.
It's such a good vibe.
It's a good vibe. In
I
there.
love it.
The guy made it set a good precedent. Set a good vibe. Also, I feel like because I'm a bit older, I think when I went in there when I was like 18, like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of our coffee shop.
Yeah, and also I feel like it's like a good specialty coffee option because there's not really many near RMIT.
I didn't know. Yeah. What does Standing Room do? I don't know about their specialty stuff. I haven't really tried it.
No.
But I agree. I just like standing room because the vibe there is depressed, and I'm like, you guys are real baristas.
You know me.
You're real baristas.
Wait, is standing room the one in the alley?
The one that we like to go to, not the alley. The one that's upstairs.
Oh, yeah. Oh my God, yes. I love him because every time we go there, we're like, how are you doing? And it's always shit.
It's always
Not good. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Because I always get into like work mode is separate from like Holly mode. And so then when people
Right.
are like, oh, how are you doing? I'm like, I'm so good.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And it's like so not true.
No.
But I have to. Otherwise, I got to protect myself.
Could have-
Because I can't spend all day being like, I fucking am doing shit and I'm stressed. And they don't care. Customers don't
One
give a
of
shit.
my best friends, who I haven't spoken to in a while, we used to work at McDonald's together as baristas, and he kind of got hired straight up as a barista versus I got hired well before that, like 4 years before that, just as like a normal employee, and so he moved into being in charge of the cafe a lot quicker. And so I remember like coming in the mornings and the regulars loved him. I was like, why do all the regulars and old people love you? And I got to work with him finally. This was before we were like close-ish friends. And one of these guys, Con, would walk in and he'd be like, oh, Jack, how are you, mate? How have you been? And he goes, Con, don't fucking ask me that. And he's like, oh, still a mopey sap as usual. And he's like, how's the coffee? He goes, shit, why do you keep coming here? And he just loved it. He just loved the blatant honesty. And it was so funny. I'd never seen someone be like, in response to hi, how are you?
Yeah.
Someone saying, not good, obviously.
Literally.
I'm working at McDonald's.
I know, and that's the thing is I feel like especially at McDonald's, like a franchise like that, you're like, you know, if you're working casually at McDonald's getting paid fuck all, you're probably not doing
you're
well.
Like, if you're like 20 years old, to 21 years old, and you're not a manager and you're at McDonald's on like a weekday, you get existential.
Yeah, existential real quick.
I mean, that's what got me into this degree. I had a really bad day with one of my managers, who was my age, and I had just dropped out of interior design.
Oh.
And it had been a year of thinking about applying for uni again. And I was like, there is no way I am being spoken to and treated like this when I've worked at this place longer than you. I'm
Yeah.
the same age as you. And I'm being yelled at for not getting a nicely made coffee done in under 30 seconds.
Yep.
I cracked it. And I was like, I'm taking 2 weeks off work.
Yeah.
And I took 2 weeks off work and I applied for this course.
Yeah.
And I got in. And
I
was
love
like,
that.
oh. So it was not what you would call it, like, not petty. It was pettiness. It was pettiness that got me into it. I was like,
It's a productive meltdown.
I was like, I'm smarter than you. Why am I here? And I got into this. Have you been making anything outside of like Capstone? Have you had time?
Nope.
That's the vibe.
No.
How would you actually?
want to.
How would you? I wrote it in the older versions, but I wouldn't know what to like describe you as creator wise. I would like I call you a young creative, but like you're also an artist. You're also like a painter. What's it called? Griffin from Herman Studios. He said I like even though he did our course, just likes the term an artist. He would like to be an artist. And I was like, that's so interesting.
Yeah, I feel like I am like, I mean, I really don't give a shit what people call me, but I'm like, yeah, I feel like creative because it's everything I do is like somewhat creative, whether it's like digital, physical, like crocheting, like whatever. It's like all creative is the common thread. But like, yeah.
Creative.
Creative.
Yeah, I get it. I like it too. I like the idea of being like I thought of like things I could put in the magazine for people's like what their credentials. And so like if I could find out what they like, I could call them that. You know how like
Yeah.
Instagram like people put their like silly business things?
Yeah.
Like video gamer.
Yeah, literally.
I thought it would be fun to do something like that. But creative works, artist is another one. I will ask Tamara. I could put dancer instead of photographer. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing is I feel like by using the word creative, it's like,
A blanket statement.
yeah, and I don't feel like I am like trapped into one thing. Like if I was
No.
like, I'm a graphic designer or I'm a painter, then it's like,
That's why I like to say I'm a designer.
yeah, because it's like broader.
Design what?
Design.
I don't know. Show me your work. I don't have any.
I don't really know.
I don't got any work to say, love. Really sorry.
Yeah.
God, I haven't used that in so long. You brought out my English
Oh my
accent.
god, I love doing
I used to
accents.
do it all the time.
Especially when
Happier
I'm
days.
drunk. Like
When I'm really drunk,
when
like,
I'm really drunk, I get really impulsive and do
wow.
yeah.
I feel a little bit chat when I do it though in the morning.
What? Do the accent.
Do
in
the
the
accent
morning. Or
after.
drink in the morning.
Drink in the morning, feel a bit chat the next day.
Drink and
Knowing what
accent.
I've just said at the pub with others.
Ooh yeah, it's bad. It's bad, but it's good.
Shouting minge at 2 in the morning. Not good.
Pussy, pussy, pussy. No.
I can kind of trying to get a quick,
Selfie.
trying to see how I look. I look kind of cute, thank you.
No.
This hat's good. This hat's good.
Crochet just makes everything like eclectic and colorful. This is the thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? I used to only wear black and white and was like purely
But
monotone.
that's like the entry thing.
It is the entry, and then
You do that.
like crochet, I was like, oh my god, so much color, and then I feel like crochet was an into like layering, and then now I'm like layers, colors. I want colors that don't match. I want things that don't match, and then I feel like you just keep layering and layering until it looks good.
How much do you would plan to charge for these types of things?
I don't know.
Let me know because I'll put a deposit down to get one.
Oh my god, say it now. I'll make you one.
I don't know what colors I want because, yeah, I don't. Because I was surprised that I like how this looks on me.
I know that's the thing is I feel like those colors you're like random, but then it works. And also I like the combo of like thick and thin yarn on that because it gives it like more,
I agree.
texture.
I've got like light. So I've got like green eyes, but then I've got like light brown and like blonde. And so usually I look better when I'm darker. I just need things that don't wash me
Yes.
out.
Purple's good for green eyes. Purple makes
I've
green eyes
noticed
pop.
that when I want a green thing, a purple thing. On to the next segment.
We've done generally.
We're
chatting.
moving on. General chat,
Over.
a bit too specific, not general enough for me.
Oh, yeah, that's
Talked a
fair.
bit too much about
The
you.
tie.
Yeah.
Put it outside your jumper. What does that look like? Big slate. Oh my god, I love that tie. I want it. Where's it from?
I'm not telling. I'm literally fucking. This is so embarrassing. I'm literally blanking on what it's called, it's from, because I used to know once upon a time.
Was it an op shop?
No,
then
no.
You got the thing on
It was
okay, no.
from Stupid Vintage, like the place on Chapel Street. It's a beautiful place. It's like, even though it's called Stupid Vintage, it's kind of like a glorified Depop store.
Cute.
But it's nice and curated, and a friend of a friend makes these ties. They make the fabric, they find the fabric, they stitch it, and then they do art on it.
Yeah, okay.
And it's sold at maybe some other stores like Era 404 or something. I don't know. Maybe like that's the vibe. It's kind of
Yeah,
like a
right.
Die Horny. How they have Die Horny's like a clothing brand.
Sure.
If you didn't know, that sell stuff at like non-boutique like places.
Yeah, right.
So it's not like super mainstream, but it's like usually like student-made stuff.
I like it.
I need to find it out because I did know
do.
the name, and
I could like match with this. I could have matched you and had like a cute tie.
sorry.
Honestly, we could have like fully matched. Oh my god, I should have put on my jacket that's like that jumper.
That would be very funny. Isabel, I don't want to clear what.
We could have both worn the strawberry hats and then both. Oh,
The strawberry hat would have made me look rancid.
yeah.
I look like the. Never mind. Next segment again.
Okay, yeah. Sorry. I told you it's gonna be an hour and a half. Anyway,
Don't panic, but I'm going to ask you a few questions. Don't panic.
the anxiety.
I'm panicking. Have you always been a creative person?
Like yes, I feel like. I feel like everyone who's creative has always been a creative person, but it's whether or not like I realized I was, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like when I was younger, I like drew a lot. That was like always my like hobby,
Yeah.
like coloring in, like just shitty drawing. And like I've always liked art, but I got sidetracked with other things. Well, I did acting, and I guess that's kind of creative.
Creative.
But it's like, I feel like it's a different sort of creativity because it's creativity a lot of the time off of like other people's vision, which is why I stopped. Because it's like what they want me to look like, what they want me to be, and then I'm like trying to fit into that.
Yeah, you're trying to capture the roles.
Exactly. And I'm like, people want me to be that like blonde person. Do you know what I mean? They want me to be that like prim proper person. And so then like
We've
doing
got enough of those.
Yeah,
I know
exactly.
them. We know
Don't
them.
want it.
I would say yes. I know what you mean. It is. I've asked that question, and people have responded in a way where it's like, it isn't everything require creativity. I'm like, yes, I agree, but like some people don't deem themselves
Yeah.
a creative
Oh,
person, no
100%.
matter what. For me, like I was in creche, or I think creche was before kinder.
Creche?
Here's what it was called.
What?
It was called like it was like so. There's like creche, there's kinder, and then there's primary school.
Oh, what the heck? Okay. Yeah, right. Like
Um,
daycare vibes.
Yeah, but like it's like young toddler.
Oh, okay.
So probably like anywhere from like 3 to 4,
Oh my god.
or maybe even like
Baby Tristan.
so like 3 to 4, and then I think all the way up to 3 to 4 I was in creche, and then I made some friends.
Oh my god, look at you. Social
But I remember I used to steal anything that was gold and sparkly. So I used to steal these like little like golden discs that kind of look like gems that had holes in them. You could put like strings through. I
Oh.
don't know what they were. They were like sequins, and they were gold. And so at the end of each day, like the teachers would come and find me my pockets full of sequins. And if I wasn't doing that, I was painting. I loved painting, and my like creche paintings were big scale, and they were all over
Oh my
my mum's
God.
house's wall.
Stop. You
So
still have
fun.
them?
I have no idea. I packed up that house, and I don't know where the stuff like those types of things are.
Oh my god, you gotta find it.
But they're beautiful. There was lots of them, and that's kind of when I realized I liked painting. And then I again got sidetracked. I started drawing in primary school. Loved drawing. I drew like video game weird characters, and then they saw that I drew more than everyone else. So I got a segmented wall at the after school care. Like I had my own wall that no one else's artwork was on, and my ego started.
Oh, right from there.
That's so funny. Yeah, that's a bit of Tristan lore.
That's really cute.
I was a cute kid. I got away with so much, I feel like.
Oh my god, me too. That's cute.
Tell us a little bit about what you did before graphic design. You can make it little or small, but I know that you did a bunch.
Oh my god, yeah. I feel like I've done.
Do you maybe like do a timeline in your head and then from there divulge?
Okay, timeline. How early are we going?
Post high school.
Post high school. Okay. Well, I did dancing. But then, did that go past high school? I kind of quit like the year after high school.
Okay.
And then I did acting, and then I studied acting, and I don't know, love hate. Like I love the art, and like I love the actual acting part of
Yeah.
it, like being on set, or like I don't know, like doing theatre show or whatever. I love that part, but everything else I hate, like the industry, the like people, the like waiting for
The community that surrounds it
auditions.
is not the vibe.
Yeah, it's not the vibe, and especially for me, like I feel like it's like unsustainable for me to like fuck with my emotions all the time. Like it's like whatever. So then I did that, and then in COVID, so I was doing acting all the way up until COVID, and then COVID, I was like, I need to like reevaluate my life because I'm not going to be able to do acting for the next while because, you know.
Everything shut.
And then I was like going through the like the university directory, and I was like, let's scroll. Let's have a little
Let's
look
have a
at what I wanted
squeeze.
to do. And I thought I wanted to do architecture, and then I think that was just because like that's like one of the creative things that I knew of.
Yeah.
And like I really never thought graphic design was like a thing.
A
Like,
degree, yeah.
yeah, like a degree that people do. Like I feel like that was the case for a lot of creative things for me. Like after high school, I wanted to do fashion design, and then I went to open days for that, and then was like, I love clothes, but I don't want to do the business.
You can still work with them in a different way.
Yeah, exactly. And so yeah, then I was like, oh, graphic design's like a thing you can do. Let's do that. And then love it, which is great.
I feel like this degree is a superpower.
It's like I feel like I rave about it to everyone. I like love it. I'm having
People
the
don't
best
get
time.
it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You rave about it, but they were like, "Oh, it was great." This is a hard degree to get into. I remember in talking to our Viscom teacher who grades them for like she's the one that grades like the folios for what's it called? Like the VCE grading stuff that you do.
Oh, yeah, I didn't. I
Like the
wasn't in
exam,
Melbourne.
she does the exams and she does other folio gradings.
Oh, yeah.
Some like teachers get elected for it, and I remember that like they threw a number up like, because like per year there's only like 100 and like 80, 200 people maybe per cohort.
In the cohort.
But about 3,000 people each year
3,000.
apply.
That's crazy.
Like a lot, because every Viscom teach, if you do like Viscom at school, it's the main thing they suggest.
Well, see, this is what I love about Victoria, or maybe it's different in New South Wales now. But like, yeah, I went to high school in New South Wales. For the viewers,
Jump scare.
for the listeners, no. But they didn't have design. They didn't have Viscom. They had nothing. Like the creative like classes. I did textiles and
Yeah.
art.
We had art, we didn't have textiles.
Really? Oh, that's crazy.
All boys Catholic private school have
yeah,
textiles, so you fucking kidding me?
Oh my god.
Our art teacher had to like pretend that he wasn't gay. It was very obvious.
Well, see, when I went, so that was in my public school that I went to, and like,
His partner.
oh my god, baby.
He wore.
That was literally my all-girl school. Was like that vibe. Like we didn't have grass or an oval because girls didn't run.
Oh.
Girls didn't need to exercise. Well, no, sorry. We needed to exercise, but we didn't need to like play sport. And then also,
Have to stay fit, but don't get seen running.
yeah, girls don't play.
You need to be strong, but if I see a footy in your hands,
Oh, no, like you would never. And then also we didn't have like woodwork or any of those like.
why would you need those skills?
Yeah, exactly. No. So
We did have that. It was awesome. It was my favorite fucking class was the woodworking, except for the teacher who was like a dictator, like actually had like bursts of anger and like would break things. Apart from that,
apart from like being wood thrown
apart
at
from
me,
this person clearly being annoyed at his position in life and blaming it on these 13-year-olds,
I don't get that.
such a like they put so much money into this.
Into woodwork.
Into the woodwork, like full, like you'd walk in and it was like huge room, ventilation,
Oh,
like
dream.
6 of every type of like normal little hand saws that you push things through, massive tables with like cranks to like clamps, and then there was like the mature area where you'd go down, and when you're like you're 11 or 12 basically, if
Oh,
you're
right,
older,
yeah.
because like
Yeah,
they
makes
were big fucking machines.
Mature.
Well, I just mean like if you're a year 7 and you're going in the area where you can easily chop your hand off,
Yeah.
you weren't allowed to go there. So it was super set up, and it was so much fun. And I got to make a coffee table.
What?
I got to make bookends. I got to make a few things. Yeah. And on the coffee table, I got to make it the lower section of it. I got to make an acrylic, like a design for it.
Oh my god,
much
this
fun.
is crazy. My school could never.
I mean, yeah, my school for comms design, we had Windows XP, and like Adobe Photoshop 2013.
Oh my god, before you had to subscribe. You could
Yeah, it
just
was
like
old. It was really old.
pirate it.
Yeah, well, I had the pirated 2015 for so long. It was like Photoshop CC 2015, and I was like, yeah, this is good.
This is peak.
I had it on the crappy school laptop that had like the battery that came off.
What?
Yeah, on the spine of it, you would push a button and the battery would come out. And
Of a laptop or a
yeah, and so people would walk around to other people and like click the switch, and your battery would just pop out.
my god.
That's a fucking time.
Fucking rogue.
So yeah, you dancing. That's fucking cool. I knew that you did that. I can tell.
my God, yeah, I
I just saw the
completely
move
forgot.
back there.
What move? Oh. Little booty bounce.
Little booty bounce moving the carpet back.
Yeah.
And then I knew about the acting, and that was really cool. I feel like that's such a big thing that like lasted such a short amount of time. For
Yeah.
You.
Oh, it was like literally my whole life. I mean, I'm the sort of person that I have like such an addictive personality, and I get so into something. And so like when I was like acting, I was like, I would rather die than not do acting. Like there is nothing in this world better than acting.
Holly was the perfect subcategory to fall into Scientology.
Honestly,
Could be
like if it
convinced.
was my special
Could be-
interest,
could
I
be
would be
convinced.
100%. I'm so, oh my God. I
They're
could,
like, we can cure you. I'm in.
kind of there now. No, but if we could do a whole separate podcast on cults, I would love that.
I have the equipment.
Me either. Anyway. I love cults. Oh my God, I could bring you a whole stack of my books all on cults.
I've never drank your cult, so.
You never drank? What?
Your cult?
Oh, you've never what about it?
Drank it.
Drank it. What do you mean?
Holly doesn't know what your cult is.
Oh, yeah, cult. Cool,
Sorry,
cool,
it was a
cool.
dad joke.
I don't
For
get.
you dads out there, it was a dad joke. For you fathers.
I don't get.
Don't fucking worry.
Jokes.
Look, I'm gonna move on. I was gonna ask, like, what led to you to start painting? Like, were you painting before graphic design, or was graphic design something you thought about first? It sounds as though that painting was ground zero for you.
Yeah, I feel like I've always like been interested in painters and like sort of dabbled in it, and like it's that sort of thing where you're like, oh, I would love to be a painter, but it'd never happen. You know, you
It
just
looks so fun and interesting and easy, but it's like
yeah, I'm just like, oh my god, that would be so much fun, but like never think it like I could do it. And so then like yeah, in COVID, I was painting like before I while I was acting and everything, I would paint. Yeah, but I painted with acrylic, and then when I started painting with oils, that like completely changed my like whole style and
because
everything.
you didn't aerate, or they didn't aerate the room,
Oh yes, and I do get yeah.
and
I've gone loopy.
you've gone loopy, you've lost your mind. Holly is bonkers.
Pretty much. I mean, I didn't need the oil paint to turn me into that. It's just exacerbated
It
it.
fixed a few things.
Exactly. Yeah. If anything, the neural pathways have kind of like evened itself out. They've balanced. They're like, okay, this side and this side,
That's so
we're all
funny.
cookie.
Okay, let me have a squizzy room. You travelled from university, or you travelled for university exchange, rather. How was your learning experience different from Melbourne? You touched on once on like a tram ride talking about how like the briefs were really different.
Yeah. Oh my god. I could do a whole other podcast on this. Every topic. No.
Thank you.
Okay. It's so interesting because like the London experience of exchange was like I feel like I grew creatively so much, but not because of the university, because of the people I was around
Right.
and the people who were on exchange. Like it was such a different mix of creatives and like I don't know, just being out of your comfort zone and living in a new city kind of like makes you grow. But the actual course there was like not my vibe.
I think a lot of design and like things that make you inspired are the common denominator I found is community. The moment you feel there's a bit more community of what you're doing, it kind of helps you feel secure in what you're doing, and you kind of double down.
Yeah.
And so if England had that effect, I'm very happy for you.
Yeah, because I feel like I've never had friends. Like I
That's
don't
the
have
vibe.
friends. Like really. Like I don't have like a group of friends really.
I know what you
which-
mean. I've got like people that I'm friends with.
Like
and I'm
individuals.
and I'm like, oh, but are they really my friends?
Yeah.
Like, are they like me? Do they think like me? Would I do this and this with them? Would I feel comfortable introducing them to all of the other people that I know? No.
Yeah, that's like and I feel like this is one of those hard things as an adult. Is like if you don't vibe with like or you're not friends with the people you were from high school.
And I am, and they're the ones that I love, and I still would
Oh
not
my god.
introduce them.
See.
I would not introduce them to majority of the people I know. It is.
Oh my god, stop, that's wild.
I love them, but they are gonna get me my career shortened by forever.
Right.
They are cancelable, not because they're just silly boys.
Yeah, right.
They're just not in the creative sphere at all, and so
Yeah.
they're not politically correct. They want to be,
Yeah.
but they're clueless.
But yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, if you don't have that group as an adult, I feel like I've picked up. It sounds so weird. I've picked up people, but like I've picked up individual friends that like carry through, but it's not like a group. And like
I would love I know what you're saying.
a group, like in London, I had an adult friendship group for the first
See,
time.
I still view them like kids. So like, I want an adult creative friendship group.
Oh my god! And
That's
it's
the
like
difference.
there were so many people that were like, especially like everyone was from different countries, right? So they have such different experiences, such different styles, and their influences are so different from like my life in Australia. And so it was so nice having a group that is inspiring, a group of creatives.
Yeah, I feel that. And there's times where like you'll be with like a certain group, and you'll be like, something's not right. This isn't right.
Yeah.
Also, because I've been at the uni now for so long on campus and in Melbourne, I like go through waves of being in these groups.
Yeah.
It's whoever's like in my studio.
Yeah.
And so we'll be like a close knit group, and I love these guys. And then for me recently, all the people that I loved, because I started in 2020, graduated.
Yeah.
either last semester or the
Yeah,
year before.
true.
And so I was like, "Oh, yes." And so everyone I talk to, I'm like, oh, like, how you been? It's like, oh, we're 21. I'm like,
I know.
no, 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 no. What do you mean? But they're lovely. I love this current group we've got in the Capstone. They're really like amazing. They're so much fun. And there's people that I don't know yet that we're still part of that
Yeah.
table group. But yeah, everyone. It kind of feels like this all the time at university. People like go here and then they come here and then you're in another class and it's
Yeah.
But it's lovely how university is different from high school, where whoever you're with, like, how do I describe it? Whatever group you're with most recently is your best friends, and then whoever you've lost, you kind of just like they fade into existence sometimes.
It's so, yeah, it's like that's one of the things I find hard, like, is keeping in touch with people that you want to, but it's like so difficult. I don't know. Like, sometimes I'm like, oh, like friendships have a natural progression where you're like, that time in my life, it was great, and now we're just like different. But then sometimes I'm like, it's so hard. Like,
There are friends that I think you benefit from being besties with, and there's times when you're close.
yeah.
And then it's the ability to be able to grow and become separate people and able to come back together later on. That's like what makes the friendship good.
Yeah,
like, strong.
100%.
I've got friends like that. I've got like a really close friend like that as well, so I get it. You've mentioned before to me where you want to take your craft. I'm going to restart that question. You have mentioned before to me where you want to take your craft. For those listening / reading, could you expand on the music direction you want to take your art? Yeah, you talked to me briefly before about like maybe moving into music and doing like vinyls and stuff. What's the vibe there? What's going on?
I feel like in terms of like my graphic design, digital.
Not painting?
Yeah, in terms of my digital era,
Right.
I feel like I like that, want to do that within the music sector. I feel like I view my sort of painting and digital stuff kind of separately.
Right.
Because like my painting, I'm more so like doing it for the fact that it's like physical and I'm like, everything is so
Gallery.
digital. Yeah, everything is so digital and like, I,
One feels commercial, one feels like communal.
yeah,
Like for the community, like going to meet people.
yeah, and like pulling people out of the digital world, you know,
Yeah,
like
yep.
whereas the other is like the complete opposite, where it's like I'm using the digital world to like produce art, you know. So I feel like
using graphic design to get people to see the painting in a way.
yeah, maybe
You know.
yeah, but like with the graphic design stuff, it's like I would want to work in the music industry doing, you know, like album art and stuff like that because I like creating art from other art. You know what I mean? Like creating design from
The medium of music.
from
so much
someone
from.
else's art. Like it's so interesting. Whereas like
It's like the best reference though, isn't it? Like when you hear music, it makes sense. You can understand the vibe really quickly.
Yeah.
Like you can get given image references, but like if you hear a song, like however you interpret it is how you can make the artwork. And if they allow you to
Exactly.
do that, that's fine. Or if they have their subtext of what things mean, then that still works. And you can kind of, I would prefer to get them to tell me the meaning first, listen to it, and then them to tell me the meaning again. If they want that to be blatant in their artwork, or like maybe they don't want it, they want it to be up to interpretation. I'll be like, shut the fuck up, let me listen to
let
it.
me do it.
Let me work out what this means to me, and I'll.
Yeah, because I feel like you get to marry the like vibe of the song or the album with the vibe of the artist and then also what they're trying to communicate. Like there's so many
And
different
you can tell when they don't fit.
Yeah, 100%. Sometimes I kind of love when there's just like something so irrelevant and random as an artwork and I'm like
But that's what makes it work sometimes.
exactly. Yeah, it's that like that middle
I've
ground.
Not recently. I have been asked to do an album art before, and I got given such a hyper specific art style that they wanted me to recreate. I was like, I'm a graphic designer, not an illustrator. I wish I was an illustrator as well. I'm not confident enough to do that for work yet. And I was like, this is just me ripping off existing work.
Well, and that's the thing is I feel like the whole point of a designer, well, maybe not the whole point, but like, I don't know. I'm someone who, as a designer, I'd want to have my own specific style and then like people come for that. Like, you know, I'm not going to be able to recreate someone else's
It
style.
sounded like they wanted to commission an artist to do what they wanted.
And they couldn't get them.
Well, I don't know. Like that sounds like that's would have made. Yeah, exactly. I think they did try and commission someone that could draw, but I was like, my job would be to collate existing work.
Yeah.
You don't have any existing work,
Yeah.
so I can create something that uses images. I can take photos. I can turn that into illustrations. I can trace them and stuff. But like right now, where I'm at, like I'm not drawing often enough that I feel comfortable supplying that as work.
Producing it, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Not that it would be bad. I'm sure. I just haven't done it.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to commit to something where you're like, can't guarantee.
Yeah, and I love illustrations, and I'm too fragile to hate my work,
Yeah.
especially illustration work. You recently had some work in a gallery space. Could you spill the beans on the experience, good or bad? Good and bad.
Good and bad. I feel like,
Was that the first time that house one?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first time. It's cute. It's fun. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, it's cute. It's fun. Honestly,
Tomorrow's take was that galleries can be really pretentious, which is why I was curious.
yeah, well, the one that I went, like, that first one, was, like, such a cute vibe. It was, like, a new gallery, like, very, like, felt like, family-run vibes. It wasn't family-run, but it was, like, very cute, indie. It was someone who's worked in, like, the gallery spaces for a while and is, like, I hate how
Pretentious.
hate how pretentious they are. I want to make something like super open and
Yeah.
like anyone can exhibit. So like was definitely a different experience from like other ones.
Yep. That's an amazing first experience. Then.
Yeah, it was so good. And then like like I volunteered at that exhibition and like worked at it. And it was like very chill. Like I don't know, it was super cute vibes and it was like a cute community and yeah, I know she like the girl running it was just like very supportive and like
The most recent one, different.
yeah, Brunswick Street Gallery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Different how?
I don't different like there was like it very much felt like an outsider community. It felt like at that first one it was like very warm and welcome, like everyone's friends there, vibes.
Yeah.
Whereas like with Brunswick Street Gallery it's kind of like you put it there and it was like I don't know. Like I feel like it was like, there's probably that core group of like Brunswick or Northside artists who are like regularly showing and like if you're not that it's like kind of like
I get it. I understand. That sucks, and I feel like that sounds to me like it's the common
yeah.
sitch.
I also don't really get the art industry. Like, I don't have any, like, knowledge, really, of, like, how it works. Like,
Oh God, no! I don't
like with
think there's a set thing.
painting and, like, putting it in galleries and, like, I don't get it. I don't get how the industry works. I don't get it.
I don't get it. I don't want to get it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just, like, I just want to, like, paint and then, like, maybe people buy it, maybe it goes somewhere, whatever. But, like,
Have a look at my stuff.
yeah,
Slow.
it's like... just ends every...
And slate. That's me saying, shut the fuck up.
That's how you move on.
And
Cut.
okay. Would you say it's an artist trope to change their hair all the time? This is a big.
Red person.
I really need to know this. Like, it's a big scoop.
Big insider scoop.
Big insider scoop.
From someone who I literally chopped this off yesterday. Yeah. I don't know if it's necessarily.
An
I
artist
feel like I feel like it's queer and artist put together. Like it's inevitable. Like it's going to happen. And like maybe a bit kooky in the head. Like
I think the kooky is there. Yeah.
the
for real.
kooky, the queer, the art, like all of those together, it's like it's gonna happen.
It's an identity thing. So
It is. And like for me, like, oh my God, like I could get so deep into this. But like for me, I spent so long trying to like fit what people wanted me to be, like especially with acting. And like my hair was like long blonde, like down to my waist, and like that's what like I was and that's what people wanted me to be. And so then now where I'm like not doing that and I can just like if I'm like I want to shave my head, I can literally just do it and I have no one to answer to and I can do it. So it's like I don't give a fuck and I don't give a fuck what I look like. So like I can just do anything. So it's kind of like very tied in with my identity and like figuring it out and just like trying shit.
I feel like there's like, from my personal experience, it gets to like there's like a limit. There's like a glass gets to like its breaking point. It's full, and then if you don't change something, you stay in a state of like purgatory, not feeling good,
Yeah.
for a while, and you usually don't come out of it until you fix something. And it's so annoying that it usually has to be either a physical change in your room, your space, or your hair. Like buying clothes doesn't usually fix it.
Yeah.
It has to be like a physical change. And then all of a sudden, all of those horrible things you were saying to yourself go away for like
See-
a second. You're like, oh wow, this actually looks cute.
You're like, wait a minute. No, but the funny thing with that is, like, I feel like mine is very much different because
That's my personal experience.
yeah. Like, because for me, I feel like changing my, like, is not tied to, like, I don't
Mine's
perceive.
tied to confidence, I think.
Yeah, see, I don't perceive myself. That's not something that, like, I don't, like, have any gauge. Like, I don't have an understanding that other people perceive me. So, like, it's all, like, just based off of, like, impulse, for sure. I'm just like, I'm going to do this.
I'm so jealous of the freedom because I am chronically in my head a perpetual, like, I'm very, very hyper aware of myself.
Yeah.
Case in point by the need to update my Snapchat memoji when I don't use Snapchat at all. And every like 4 months, I'm like, I'm going to change how I look. I don't look like that anymore. My hair's different. My hair's a bit longer. I'm going to fix that. I don't use Snapchat. I use it all.
You're like, but no one's going to catch me.
They're going to know that's me. That's not what I look like right now. So I fix that. I gained some weight. Let's move that slider up. And I'm like, why?
Oh my God, you're too on top of it.
Why
Like,
am I doing that?
who gives a fuck?
I don't know. That's weird.
It's
I hate
fair.
it.
I feel like that is, I mean, like, with the way society is, we're set up to feel that way. But, like, I feel like I've always just never had a gauge of, like,
I wish I could
other
be
people perceive me.
the what's it called? Stereotypical man who's clueless about it.
Yeah.
God, that'd be fucking
God. We
brilliant.
love
And I know that guys aren't. It's just like I wish I was stereotypically like that.
Yeah.
It's like
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know.
I don't know. What do you mean?
You got food on your face from 2 days ago. Oh,
I don't give a shit.
sorry. But no. Let me have a squeeze. Oh yeah. How much lung damage? I was gonna say brain damage, and I thought that was way too intense of a question because that's rude.
Is it? Nothing's rude. Well, things are rude, but
Because I was like,
Nothing's
you
off
don't
limits.
have that. I was like,
Well-
how much?
maybe not from the oil paint.
How much lung damage do you think the oil paints have caused over the years? I wrote in brackets, joke.
Joke. Well, it's so funny because I literally Googled this the other day
Yeah.
because I had such a bad headache. Well, no, I've been having perpetual headaches, but this is a whole other thing.
With a head like that, it should ache. Sorry.
Beauty. No. Yeah, no, I have. And then I was like, and then Sam walked into my room and was like, what the fuck? This is like reeks of turpentine. And I
it's
was like,
strong.
oh, tea. And like all my like bottles like of turpentine
We just open.
no, it was just like poison. Like that, like they're like red labels all over, like poison. And I was like, oh yeah, true. No, but I did Google the other day, like, did painters back in the day all die early because
They're all depressed for a reason.
of oil paint? Literally. And they're like, there's like no validity to that claim. And I was like, well,
There's
prove
a
it.
reason like hat makers are like called mad hatters.
stop.
Because the old ways of making hats, like the chemicals and stuff that they used to use to like create the hats and press them and stuff, would like make
Stop.
a lot of them go mad.
No.
And that's like what Alice in Wonderland, like the Mad Hatter is from, because he's a hat maker. And how they used to make hats would make most people go like, they'd go nuts.
Oh my God,
supposedly.
there's a story in
And
that.
so I'm sure there's painters that go crazy, but I was like, let's say lung damage instead. I'm sure.
Oh my God, I'm gonna
Now you
deep
know.
dive into that.
The Mad Hatters.
Yeah,
It's so cool.
that's so cool. I love
It's not
learning
even
about
that,
like
it's not even that like old. It's like 1800s it was still happening.
I mean, it makes sense because like they're like nothing's toxic, and they're also like cigarettes are great for you. Like they're really healthy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like naive. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
thief and go. What even ask? Okay,
How long do you reckon we've been recording for?
not that long.
Oh my God.
We don't. I did less questions. You and I recently did a studio based around bookmaking. Mm-hmm. How would you rate that learning experience?
10 out of 10.
Yeah,
We love Stuart.
I love Stewie.
No, it was so good because I feel like we like in the course there's like publication design in the first year and stuff.
Yes.
But
Kicked my ass.
this
That was so
Really?
hard. Yeah, I did not do well. I better now, obviously.
yeah,
But
obviously,
because of
obviously to
that-
like
because of the bad.
yes, but like it got you into
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But yeah, this was like the first long form content, and you're producing the content, you know?
Yeah.
Which I really enjoyed. Like it was such a challenge to be like, okay, you have to make 200 and something pages. You're like, it's so
Now go.
overwhelming.
Like fill it.
Yeah. So yeah, it was like overwhelming, and I was like, how the fuck do you expect me to do this in a month? But you do it, and it's like fine. And also like I love publication design. Like that's probably, if it's besides like, you know, physical, like I don't know, like illustration-y, turning like my sort of art into images.
Yeah.
Besides that, I love publication design, and so like working in long form was like really fun, and like testing how like your systems and grids work over like heaps of content.
Composition. Taught composition really well for book structuring. Like
Yeah.
compositions and photos and tons of things. But like that class really like, you know, here's a bunch of material, learn how to compose it properly and make it read well. On top of the fact that we got to work with like really nice printers, got to see them.
And it got to make physical stuff. That's what I
Like
love.
the sensory stuff of like touching the papers
Yes.
and the weight. Yeah.
And yeah, just like learning how, like I don't know, there's different binding, there's different ways to make books, there's different, I don't know, like even down to the paper and like the things you can do.
I feel like we were unashamedly like nerdy about it. Like everyone got giddy and it was
Because
so exciting.
Stuart is such a nerd about it, and I'm like,
And he turned us all into them in the best way.
literally, I love people that are nerdy about like what they
The
do.
way he sit there like,
It's like literally.
okay, hi, I'm Stuart.
Oh my god, yeah.
Welcome to my class, and he flipped the paper.
That's exactly how I would be.
I was like, this is
feel like-
perfect.
This is perfect. This is like everything and more. Yeah.
And the way I really wanted to be his bestie, and the way that was how it started versus how it ended, which was like him having a yarn, me walking up to him being like, hey, everyone's waiting for your instructions, like, General. Like, what are we doing? And he's like, oh, I didn't notice. He goes, and I'm waiting for him to say, like, go back to uni, dismissed. And he goes, want to get a beer? I could go for a beer. I could be convinced to have a beer. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like
I
definitely.
was
down
like,
for a beer.
Stuart, what's a beer? Let's go. And then
Everyone's like, you.
and then some of us went and did. Some of us were a bit more nervous about it. But it was really fun.
But he's just like, I don't know. I love Stuart.
He's great.
Anyway, he's a good vibe.
He's also
Honestly-
very talented.
Yeah. Oh my god. Like so good. I also feel like the thing. Okay, before I go on that thing, the thing I love about Stuart's creativity is like has like structured creativity. A lot of the time, like I feel like I can be like very messy and I love chaotic stuff, but he sort of taught us how to structure that and make like you can still make something chaotic, but you can put it into a structure which makes it easy to do long form,
Yeah.
or it just makes it like more palatable, like not like it encourages you to read it while still being chaotic.
I never thought I'd be able to produce the quantity of stuff without losing quality.
Exactly, like yeah. And also just him introducing us to all those like free archives
Yeah.
is like the best resource I've ever
Yeah,
found.
yeah.
Ever. That's so I didn't know it existed.
I didn't use any of the ones he supplied. I wish I did. I just didn't
don't
get the vibe of them.
Yeah. Well, no, but the thing is, like, even, like, I just had no awareness that there were things that go out of copyright that is just a free for all to
Right,
use.
no, I had no idea either.
Like, I had.
No.
It, like, opened a
That
whole
opened
world.
like a, yeah.
Yeah.
Here's an example, actually. Wait, we could talk about this since we're on this topic.
Okay, yeah, cute.
So, this is the first one, wasn't it?
No, this is the second one with the black.
Technically, the first one was the first one we did.
Yeah, that was the
Walk us
first one.
through it, walk us
Second
through
one.
it, walk us through it. What is-
Okay.
So just a brief example of what you would talk about this if you were like trying to give a elevator pitch to someone about what it is.
Okay. Basically, this little iconic book here, I'm obsessed. No, it's basically an old 1800s dictionary of all these like really like wacky, outdated terms that like I don't know the English language has lost since then. But then there are also some that we still use. And then I've done like vintage like film photography to capture like one of the interesting words on the page. So it's like a combination between like a photo book and like a language book. Okay, let me give a fun example of one of the words so you get the vibe.
Fun example inbound.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
You having fun yet?
Okay, here we go. Pissing pins and needles is to have gonorrhea.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, Irish apricots are potatoes. Head rails are teeth.
Oh.
Eternity box, a coffin. I love that.
Eternity box.
Isn't that so
Wrap me up and
good?
put me in my eternity box.
Oh, the English is coming back. Oh no, I don't know what that was.
oh.
Or a dildo is a woman's delight. I love that. Dildos existed in 1811. Oh my god, the beginning of time. Or
I love that another terminology like people use for like a woman's private parts is like a box. And so you could say like that is also an eternity box as well. Like say you get like trapped. Sorry, that was just an intrusive.
that was
thought.
just
going.
trapped in my box forever. A bone box is a mouth. Anyway. Oh, okay. Last one. I'll finish on this. A beast with two backs is a man and a woman in the act of copulation. Copulation. Isn't that just like, I don't know. It's
Beast
just
with two backs. That sounds so funny.
so funny.
That sounds like
because
very
they're
poetic.
like joined. Doesn't it? They're like joined and like.
I love that.
Yeah. Anyway, and then we've got like cute photos, really cute photos in it. This is not how I'd want it. Like I preferred the texture of this third book that we did. Like this is how I would want it to look. I
Bigger?
hate this cheap, no, just like this cheap glossy
Right.
thing, and the paper of this is really shitty. But like it was good to just,
Helps you make more of them.
yeah, it was good to just like get a gauge, but then like want to produce more and have it like
This.
that. Yeah.
This one's bee's knees. So our
This
final
one's so fun.
Our final book that we had to produce was a SKO, a student knowledge object, and it was a reflective piece. And instead of creating a rationale, we had to create a whole book about our favorite things about the book, the book as a subject.
As a, yeah.
And so each person chose their own specific things. Holly, what did you choose? And what is this
Mine
book?
is a book about random books.
Slay.
Basically, it's just like the idea that you can literally put fucking anything in a book and then, or like any content and then put it between two covers and it's a book. And like, it's such a cool form of art because
Such
it's
a zine mindset as well.
yeah, it's so true. You can just do fucking anything. And so then like I've got like different chapters based off of like random fucking funny books that I found. And like my favorite is definitely The Book of Bread. The Book of Bread is just so iconic. It's literally like a book
Yeah,
that's
wow.
like 2,000 pages and it's all about bread. And like what makes the perfect bread? Like should it have holes? Should it not have holes? What texture should it be?
I love how scarcely you use color. Like this stuck out to me.
Yeah, I feel like the printing in the paper that we did, like it really brought it up really well.
No, your color choices was bomb. Red and like off-white, beige, yellow. Oh my god.
I love color.
So do I,
love
and I'm kind of
colour.
annoyed that I made mine so a little bit like textbook. I got so enthralled by his one, like that fat brown little book.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to make that, and then I made my book, and I was like, why didn't I just? I like colors. Why didn't I do more colors
For this one, maybe.
for this one?
No, for yours.
Oh, 100%. This one's gonna be like.
Fucking
It's gonna be like maximalist.
colour.
It's gonna be really, really.
Oh,
like-
fuck yeah.
It's gonna be like I've got this book called More Is More.
Oh, yes.
What a massive
Yeah.
inspiration gonna be, I think, for it.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Gonna be a little wacky, but we'll see. It's not started yet. Don't Panic Magazine executives. Still working on that mag. Okay, we've literally got
Would you-
like one left. We're fucking flying true.
Slay. How about that?
And we're back. Oh my god, there was a jump cut.
Sorry, what?
How's your capstone coming along?
So great. Love it! Because basically, so my thinking going into capstone was
I completely am forgetting what your capstone was, so also talk about it.
painting.
Oh, it's the painting. Of course, I'm. Yeah. Okay, I'm brain dead.
Yeah, brain dead. No, I my thinking going into it is like,
Yeah.
I'm way too busy to paint, which is what I want to do and what I like spending my time, and it's very relaxing and like, it's good for my like mental health, honestly. It's just like, a good outlet. I was like, I'm not going to have any time to do this between work and like this last semester.
Yep.
So I'm going to paint for my capstone so I can do it. So yeah. So doing a painting for my design degree. Love that for me. But no, it's going well because I reckon I spent like literally 100 hours on this painting over the last 2 weeks, but only I had to cram it in because I need to let it dry so that I can varnish it.
How long
Which,
does it take for that
I
to dry?
mean, online they're like, you should wait months and months. And I'm like, I don't have the time. But also I have like, I used a lot of solvent, like turpentine solvent, to thin it down so it's not like pure oil paint.
Yeah.
So it dries way quicker.
Yeah.
And
How many paintings is there?
it's the one. Just one.
Oh, I remember. Oh, maybe this was examples that you were showing me that I saw. There was the digital ones.
Yeah. Those
that's right.
so like those were all of the like ones that I could potentially do for this project. They're all ones I'm going to do.
Right.
But I just chose one for
Yep.
this
Yep.
because
No, I think
There
that
is
makes sense.
no
I
way I could
definitely have a feeling I've bitten off more than I can chew. We're gonna see how it goes.
yeah. Well, that's the thing is I'm like I don't think I've spent this long on any other uni assignment. Like I was literally spending like 6 hours a day every day for the last 2 weeks, if not more, doing this.
I like when I was doing the photo thing. I'm still in that stage right now where I'm like visiting the state library and like getting all the images. Like this is me still getting the source material.
Yeah.
So like I haven't sat down to start the
Yeah.
thing yet because I'm still like collating. Mm-hmm. And I know for a fact, even though I'm gonna finish up tomorrow, I'm gonna need like a second.
To
Probably won't be able to start onto it really until like maybe Saturday.
Yeah. You need to like readjust your mind now that it's
Yeah,
like
and I'm probably gonna start with the videos first and go through them because per video, if it's an hour, it takes 2.5 hours to fix stuff. If there's fixable things,
yeah.
I think the thing I'm so scared about doing is the transcribing. I don't know how I'm gonna get.
Can you use AI?
Yeah, but it's like Australian accent. It kind of misses things sometimes. Premiere has a thing. I know.
That's annoying.
But I'm glad your capstone's coming and going into Lang.
Yeah, because I feel like my content, this part of mine was like going to Wilson's prom and doing the camping trip and like sourcing that and like taking photos and then doing it digitally and stuff. Which I did that in the uni break. So that was like
Oh wow.
4 weeks ago,
Yeah.
right?
I have no idea.
I don't know. Something.
Time is so.
Time has no
We're in week 10.
literally stop.
Week 10. Start of week 10, and it's due end of week 13. Yeah.
The good thing about mine is that I don't have to varnish it I only want to varnish it for like the actual end of year, putting it up at the thing.
You don't need it for that.
I don't need to.
Have you got things you're going to photograph the capstone with
Like, what do you mean?
for submission?
Like photograph the painting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like my camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's actually so funny. So like I tried to take a photo of it last week to take into class so that I could like show them my progress. But because it's like so blended and like soft and there's such an array of like there's like the whole color spectrum in it, like there's really deep dark like blue purples and then like bright yellows.
Yeah.
It does not know what to focus on or like what lighting, like it's so hard to get the correct lighting to bring out the deep shadows but also the bright highlights.
I've seen some people use particular lens shades.
Yeah, I feel like I would literally like
I'll see if I can find the video because it
send it to me.
it saved the painting.
because like it's like the photos just do not do it justice. Like you also don't get a gauge of scale.
It allowed them to shine a light onto it, and then this filter got rid of the reflection of the light off the painting.
Ooh.
So that way it had something to focus on.
Yeah.
But it was all well lit. And if there's a portion of the painting that's the bright part, you aim the light at that, and then you put the filter on, and so it also naturally makes the other parts darker. We're going to talk about it afterwards. Because this is the end.
Oh my god, look at that segue. So good. It's almost like you've done this before.
Once, maybe 3 times. 4
4
times.
4 times.
Until next time.
Don't panic.
You so much. What the fuck? Until next time, thank you so much, Holly,
Thank you.
for your time. This has been Don't Panic Magazine. Thank you for having us in this lovely abode.
It's cute.
It's really cool.
Really cute.
You guys can't come. You can't come here. This is.
Well, honestly,
Oh my god, you guys are invited. I
You're
take it back.
invited.
You're invited. Okay.
I told you I have no friends. So you're all invited.
I've been your host, Tristan Maloney. You can find me online somewhere, probably Instagram.
Not Snapchat.
You need to not Snapchat. You need to do the sleuthing, not on Threads.
Friends?
I'm not explaining Threads to Holly. You can find Holly on Instagram at Holly Lambert or Made from Hal.
Bitch, it's Holly Lambox.
Is it? It's not Holly. Oh, I'm thinking of your Facebook.
Yeah. No, Oh, shit. No, can you take that out?
Yeah.
Thanks, because I don't want my Facebook.
Let me just do
Restart that.
Restart that. Until next time, thank you so much, Holly, for your time. Schley. This has been Don't Panic Magazine. I've been your host, Tristan Maloney. You can find me online somewhere, probably Instagram or in the magazine. I might reference it. You can find Holly on Instagram at Made from Hal or
Holly Lambox.
Holly Lambox. Or possibly some future galleries if you're lucky. And pop some paintings out, some turpentine. If the turpentine doesn't kill them.
To be continued.
This camera. Tell the people what you have going on.
Stop! Oh my god, little Hot Wings reference.
Yeah, tell the people what you got going on. What's next?
What's next?
30-second plug.
Oh my god,
Last
okay.
time I went for 15 minutes.
Oh my god, okay. Okay, my things I have going on. Well, honestly, I'm like kind of just graduating, so like that's it. But painting is what I want to be doing and focusing on. So color filled paintings coming up, large scale oil color filled paintings. Yeah.
Watch this space.
Watch this space.
this
Yeah.
space.
Go to the Instagram if you really want to like keep up to date.
Support Holly on Instagram.
Support local art.
Holly deserves it. Peace. Thanks, guys.
Ow.
You missed.
No, it's so bad. Don't you dare.
Oh, that's so funny.
Oh, I need a crack.
Shh. Holly needs crack.
Wait.
Stop the podcast.
Okay, I do need a crack.
Oh my god.
Oh, I feel like names. Really good.
That's good. That's good.
That was good. I feel really good now.